Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to start the vegan lifestyle.
Don't you forget about me. Don't you.
Alright everyone, so I do have some notes here because there was so much information to share with you guys on how to start the vegan lifestyle that I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave anything out. So if you guys see me looking down or looking over, then I am referencing my notes. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what I did, and I hope it works for someone out there. And let's just get into the video. So the first thing that I did is I mentally prepared myself. I did decide that I wanted to do a vegan challenge back in February. So around January is when I really started to just really prepare my mind for the change and just really imagine myself not eating those certain foods. And I did talk about in the previous video, which I'll leave somewhere at the end of this video, that I really wasn't a heavy meat eater anyway. But so when the time came, it really wasn't that bad for me to just stop altogether. So the first thing that I would recommend, and this is again exactly what I did, is to do your research. Veganism is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. And for me, it was a big change because I had eaten animal products all my life growing up as a little girl. That was all I knew was dairy and different things like that. So when the time came for me to stop doing all of that, then I realized that yeah, this is a big change to my life. It may not be a big change to some, but it was a big change for me. And so yeah, that's that. Do your research. The first thing that I want to start out with, and this is probably the most important thing that you need to remember when you're starting a vegan lifestyle, is you have to consider your nutrition. Because we all know that animal products provided us with a lot of the nutrients that we needed. So for an example, we know that cow's milk provided us with vitamin D, and meat, there's protein, there's just so much that those animal products provided us with. So when you stop eating that, you have to make sure that you're replacing it with the number one things that you need in your body. So I always came up with this solution to take and replace. So if you're going to take something away, you need to make sure that you are replacing it with something. And your nutrition is the most important of all. And the way to do that is to eat a whole foods vegan diet. Now that's my opinion. There are a lot of vegans out there that eat raw and fruitarian. They are high carb, low fat, and if that's what they want to do, that's great. I'm not arguing with them with that at all, but for me, I recommend a whole foods vegan diet. And what that means is that includes whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, healthy seeds, nuts. And by eating that way, you'll make sure that you get all of the nutrients that you need. And that's really the way that I took the whole veganism approach, is I wanted to make sure I was getting all my nutrition. And also by eating that way, you do get your protein, you do get healthy fats, you get your fiber and your nutrients like vitamins, your amino acids, minerals. So that is how I took on the vegan lifestyle. I also cook at home a lot more. We used to eat out a lot, but now I cook at home more. That way I know what is in my food. Now, there are times, though, where we do eat out as a family, and for the most part, when I go into the restaurant, like TGI Fridays, they actually have a Beyond Meat veggie burger, which is so good. I always get that, and I get them to make it for me vegan style, and they do just that, and it tastes so good, you guys. But before you eat out somewhere, just call in advance and see what the menu is like. And if they don't have what you have or what you can have, then just eat before you leave. I know it sounds, but sometimes, like even in Mexican restaurants, like they have vegetarian burritos. You can order your food with just vegetables on there and in a gluten-free wrap or something like that, but there's a way around it, and I'm still learning that as well. What else? So let's talk about, so now that we talked about the nutrition part, let's talk about how much, because there is this stigma out there that being a vegan costs a lot of money, and a lot of people say they can't afford it, but that's not all the way true. I am not rich, you guys already know that, but I do manage to keep my finances as far as my diet under control. Now, I will say though that I am the only vegan in the house, so it does take a little extra time. Like a lot of times I eat last because I didn't want to pressure my children into it, which they didn't want to do it anyway. It was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I cook their meals first, and then I cook my meals last, and I'm okay with that because a lot of times if I do meal prepping, which I'll get to that in a minute, then my meals are already prepared and it's already ready for me to heat up and eat. So as far as how much, it's really not that expensive at all. If you go, you can go in Walmart and you can get fruit all day long. You can get frozen vegetables. You can also buy food in the can as well if you can't afford the frozen kind. It's not expensive at all. When it starts to become expensive is when you're looking at organic food. Now, if you can afford organic food, then that's amazing, like more power to you. But if you're like me, and some of my foods I get organic and I'm not intentionally getting it organic, it just happens to be organic, then that's fine. More power to you. That's amazing. But for me, I'm just strictly conventional and I don't have a problem with that. Which does bring me into my point of planning your meals. If you do plan your meals in advance, it does help you save time and money, and you already know what you're going to be eating for the day. And I also do some meal prepping as well. Not all the time, but every so often and here and there, whenever I think about it, I do meal prep because that, you know, it lets me know exactly what it is that I'll be eating, and it's just a lot faster and easier that way. As far as like what you're gonna have in your kitchen is concerned, I always try to make sure that I have whole grains in my kitchen: brown rice, quinoa, oats, beans, lentils, peas, and of course I love my kale, I love my spinach. Those are all great snacks. You want spices to help season up your food. That's always a good thing to have. So I just make sure that I keep my kitchen stocked of all that different stuff, and I'm good to go. As far as the cravings, a lot of people do ask me if I have any cravings, and the answer is sometimes, but not so much to make me want to just get it. There are a lot of alternatives out there, you guys. As you've probably seen my cooking videos, I do use Daya, which is an alternative cheese. There are a lot of alternative meats available: sausages, chicken, there's fish, and a lot of these things are even in Walmart. What I would like to do for you guys one day is to take y'all in Walmart with me and show you guys what to buy and how to shop on a vegan diet or lifestyle, and also show you guys my budget. Now, as far as the foods that I eat, I actually have to do like I don't necessarily do a separate grocery shopping because the kids eat rice, they do eat beans, but the only thing that I have to get separate is my coconut milk, or you could do almond milk, the alternative cheese. The family already eats fruits and vegetables, so you'll probably already have that on hand. Frozen vegetables. So you're not really just going all out of your way if you do have a family. Now, one thing I can say, if you're single, it's a lot easier to transition, but if you have a family and you're like me and you have children and a husband and all that, and they don't want to do the diet, then you have to take extra steps to meal prep for yourself. And so yeah, there are a lot of options out there to choose from. As far as eating out, like I stated before, you can just kind of, you know, order a salad and ask them not to put the cheese or the meat on it, and you can do soups, different things like that. but it's just all about taking the time to learn a lot more about the lifestyle as well. And I mean, after a while, it'll just come second nature to you. It'll be so easy, and it won't be hard. But the transition for me though it was a little bit challenging at first, because it was like, oh my God, I'm in the kitchen, I gotta cook for me, then I gotta cook for the kids. But once I started to meal prep, then everything went pretty smoothly. The last thing that I want to talk about too is to make sure you add more veggies and fruits into your current diet if you are planning on transitioning, and you'll be fine. Trust me, it'll all work out. As far as supplements are concerned, you do want to take a vitamin D supplement, B12. This is the B12 that I have right now, and I'm also still taking my prenatal vitamins. So, but they do have a Mega Foods is a really good brand to get your vitamins from. But I'm still working on these. Whenever I get done with these, then I'll switch over to the Mega Food brand. But that is all the tips that I have today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, Mayflowers.